Your American patient has mental health issues, dementia.
What if Frewaka's biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury. The film begins in 1973 with a young bride named Pig preparing for her wedding. Outside, a group of people wearing eerie jute masks are seen walking with a goat, heading somewhere ominous. Inside, Pig suddenly feels unwell and steps outside to vomit, only to catch sight of the goat and nothing else. Moments later, when her husband searches for her, he finds only a small ring and no sign of Pig. The time shifts to the present, where a woman hangs herself cheerfully in her apartment. No one notices her absence, and her body remains hanging for days, decomposing until the rope snaps and her corpse is discovered by the residents due to the stench. The service workers arrive to take the body away, and her daughter, Shu, is informed of her mother's death. Shocked and distraught, Shu goes to stay with her friend Mila in her apartment. Thus, Shu's distress grows when she sees religious symbols like a picture of Jesus and a cross in Mila's home. Her mental state begins to deteriorate, and Mila tries to console her. Shu receives a message from her nursing company, assigning her to care for an old lady with memory loss and other ailments. The next day, Shu boards a bus and asks the driver for directions to the house. An old man overhears and warns her against going, but eventually relents and gives her the address near the house. Shu encounters a strange child holding a small goat who stares at her unsettlingly. Ignoring him, Shu knocks at the door, and an elderly woman appears, immediately urinating in front of her and then running away in apparent embarrassment. Shu manages to enter the house by breaking a glass window and finds the old woman hiding. While searching the house, she notices a peculiar red door with a horseshoe hanging on it, which give her a bad feeling. The old woman reappears and asks if Shu has come to do chores. Shu introduces herself as the caretaker, and the old woman reveals her name, Pig. Shu realizes that Pig is the same woman who mysteriously disappeared on her wedding day decades ago. Pig begins to behave erratically, refusing Shu's help with bathing and only allowing her to handle minor tasks. While changing Pig's clothes, Shu notices a root-like pattern etched on a Pig's waist later. Shu attempts to make a call to her friend Mila, but is interrupted by a call from the nursing home, informing her of Pig's medical condition. Pig suddenly appears behind Shu, asking whom she was talking to and questioning if she confirmed the call was from the nursing home. Shu is taken aback, but dismisses Pig's strange behavior as part of her mental illness. That night, Shu explores the house and finds a photograph of Pig and her husband. Pig tells Shu that her husband had taken his own life, and they spend hours talking, with Pig sharing fragmented memories. Shu tries to call Mila again and steps outside, where she notices a large, ominous tree adorned with lighted candles and hanging clothes. The locals believe the tree absorbs negativity and illness. While standing outside, Shu feels a presence behind her, convinced it is her mother, but when she turns around, no one is there. Back inside, she hears a whisper while showering, but finds no one. The same voice echoes again, leading her to Pig's room, where she finds Pig in the middle of a panic attack. Shu administers medicine and tries to calm her, only to hear Pig mumbling about people living under the house who are attracted to music. Shu dismisses it as delusions brought on by Pig's mental state. The next day, Shu goes grocery shopping and is mocked by locals who warn her about Pig, calling her a dangerous lunatic. A girl Shu meets reveals that Pig was in a mental asylum for years. That night, Shu decides to open the red door in the basement. Inside, she sees masked figures and the horrifying sight of her deceased mother in a bathtub. Shu rushes forward, but as her mother's eyes open, Shu wakes up in a panic. It was just a nightmare. Pig continues to act strangely, telling Shu that the cultists are after her. She reveals that on her wedding day, the cultists kidnapped her and marked her with strange symbols as part of a deal made by her husband. Shu is skeptical, but Pig insists that they are real and coming for Shu. She warns Shu that they will not rest until they claim her as the heir. Determined to learn the truth, Shu sneaks into the basement again and finds an album with photos from Pig's wedding. She discovers that Pig's husband died shortly after her disappearance and that Pig was accused of killing him, leading to her confinement in the asylum. While reading, Shu suddenly feels her mother's presence again and hears voices. Terrified, she runs upstairs. The next day, the boy Shu, whom she had met earlier, appeared, asking if she had seen his goat. Shu says no, and he walks away disappointed. A parcel arrives for Shu, containing her mother's belongings, which triggers a breakdown. Shu burns her mother's clothes in the furnace, fearing they are cursed. That night, she learns from Pig that her mother was Pig's daughter, making Shu Pig's granddaughter. The Pig reveals the full story. Her husband had made a deal with the cultists to spare Pig's life in exchange for their firstborn. When Pig refused to hand over her daughter, the cultists cursed them. Shu's mother suffered and eventually took her own life under the influence of the cult. Now, the cult is after Shu, but before Shu can escape, cult members wearing jute masks surround the house. Pig tries to protect Shu, offering herself as a sacrifice, but the cult rejects her and demands Shu instead. In a final act of desperation, Pig stabs herself to save Shu, but Shu realizes it is too late. The cult has already markered the climax. Shu dons a wedding dress and descends into the basement, which now appears as a demonic world. The cultists crown her, and a horned demon appears. Shu's eyes bleed as she stares into the demon's eyes. Outside, Mila cries, pleading for Shu's life, revealing that the cultists had staged everything to lure Shu. And with that haunting revelation, in Frewaka, there's a single frame where the protagonist's reflection doesn't match their movement, a subtle glitch that most viewers missed. But this tiny detail changes everything. It suggests the main character was never fully in control, or maybe never even real. This hidden clue hints at a deeper layer of manipulation or simulation, one that the script never directly reveals. It's a twist buried so deep, even the director didn't want it found. And now, it's rewriting how fans see the entire film. So, genius twist or total nonsense? Fight it out below. And if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments. Prove us wrong. Be subscribed to enjoy more movies. Our next recap will blow your skirt up.